Blocks as far as the eye can see. Squares to infinity. No match for one man. His mission, to bring together the community. You are listening on the Edge.
Hello everyone and welcome to On the Edge. I'm your host Grandpa Porkchop, and today we have with us Phil from Fire UK. Say hello. We have Kupo and Plus9 from the Voxel Box.
Hello.
Greetings, citizens.
So, since this is our first episode, I thought I should introduce our guests in a little more style. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up with an alliteration for each person's name. So what are you going to be, Phil?
Ooh, just like a nickname of some sort, or?
No, an alliteration. So like powerful Phil.
Phil the Scottish one.
Phil.
Something.
That was
the Scottish one.
That was a Scottish. That was a seriously Scottish alliteration. Alliteration in Scottish, it's all about lumping your consonants together anyway, isn't it?
It's something like that, yeah. I have to admit, I spend some time. Well, I have English parents, so I speak mostly in an English accent, which is why some people always don't recognise me being from Scotland. But I have to translate sometimes between different dialects. So
I get that so much as well. Yeah,
but it's fine. Yeah.
All right. So what about you, Kupo? What do you want to be called?
There's not anything come up with K that are very family friendly that I can think of at the moment.
What about crazy with a K?
That's just too crazy for me to handle right now.
Ooh.
I don't know if I can break the rules like that.
Ooh. Okay. And we've already been through P, so we'll just give Plus9 a really Scottish alliteration. Plus9. The one that involves addition.
I'm sorry, the one that involves what?
The one that involves addition.
Addition.
Oh, I was going to choose pipe smoking.
Okay, we go with pipe smoking. All right, so we're gonna ask. First of all, Phil, what is Fire UK all about? What do you do over there?
In general, without like rambling for too long, we mostly do like Minecraft time-lapse videos and just show off generally awesome builds through Minecraft. Like, we have a server which, has about 200 of capacity or something at the moment. I don't know how many active users we really have. It seems to change weekly, but all the people that we have on, we just create awesome stuff through the game, like a different art style, and we try and show off stuff that they do in their spare time that we don't get to record, so we'll kind of shine a light on them and say, they've been spending their time doing this and stuff,
So,
but we do have our general gaming content and stuff as well. Matt has his Matt Sucks at Games series, where he looks at indie games, and as the title suggests, he's extremely bad at them. So he's definitely honing into them, and a lot of people actually think he's putting on a show. No, I'll tell you now, he actually does really bad. Need to suck at games, so.
But unfortunately, Matt can't be with us today. He's very,
unfortunately,
very busy.
He's dragged away from work and stuff. He's actually editing for some episodes that are coming out in the next couple of days. So I don't know when that'll be relative to this podcast, but we're getting back into the swing of things.
Is there any content that you would recommend people who haven't heard of you go look at? Because I heard you did some work with Syndicate.
Yeah, we did one of our biggest time lapses just before Christmas for Syndicate. It was a great collaboration to do. Really, he needed something for his single player world to kind of wow his audience with, and it gave us a chance to show off our stuff to more people, which we were just like thrilled to do. But yeah, so that's our longest one. That's a 15-minute time lapse, and that actually took us like a full week, 7 days of constant work on that. So that was, but yeah, I mean. Any of our time lapses, we've got a whole section on the playlist, so if anyone wants to go check that out, feel free. That's probably the best kind of stuff to start with, see what we're all about, and then from there, our creation series really, where it's just me and Matt talking about what we do. So.
Okay, now let's move on to Kupo and Plus9. Now, what do you guys do?
Well, I am part of the Voxel Box, and I have my own channel though that I sort of split off from, where I actually go in and I show exactly what I do and how I do it, just so people can sort of learn more from it. I do a lot of tutorial-based content, a lot of let's build content, and then at the end I can show it off and be like, hey look, awesome, now you guys know how to do everything that I've done behind my whole process and everything. So I just sort of go in and try and teach people, just how they can improve in general building terms.
+9. Smoke pipes.
I'm also an administrator on the VoxelBox, and I tend to see our mission is just to kind of use Minecraft as a platform for expression of various kinds, and so that's, for us, has been artwork, video, building, programming, lots of kind of synthetic creativity in a gaming community.
Okay, now let's move on to some questions. So, a big thing in Minecraft at the moment is the adventure map scene. Now, which adventure maps have you enjoyed the most, if any, and why? We'll start with you, Phil.
I usually don't get the chance to play many adventure maps, but at least none recent ones. We've actually been working on one of our own ones actually in the past couple of weeks, but I think from going back in memory, I'm really trying to remember some of them. I used to love watching the XeGaming playthrough a couple of different maps and stuff. So, yeah, but I mean, I love all of them that come through, really.
So you're a very all-rounded guy, and you enjoy lots and lots of different types.
I mean, I like Minecraft for what it is, because it is a showcase of art, really, and I love people, creating, little adventures and stories and stuff to go through, which is, in its most basic form, basic game design, really. You got to have a narrative and a playthrough and stuff for it. So, it's great to, see so much action in it, see so many people coming up with these things.
Okay, now Kupo. What's your opinion on this? Are you very much the same as Phil, or have a distinctive favorite?
Well, I think, for just people like us, the types of servers we both run, they're both very creative. All of us are pretty much more interested in creating the content rather than playing it so much. I think we all get a bit more enjoyment out of, making something really cool for people to play.
I would love to have the chance to just play it and not stress over the working of it, but yeah, it's very rewarding for it.
Well, you can, there's 2 adventure maps from us that you can play.
I've enjoyed several other people's maps, and I'm not a big adventure map guy. I'm pretty lousy at the Minecraft game itself. Like, if there's lava, I'll find a way to fall in it and die and lose everything I've got. And so the frustration starts to take its toll on me after a while. So some of the maps that Ron Smalik did that are meant to be played on peaceful, I really enjoyed. I thought that Mission to Mars map was a lot of fun and kind of open-ended, and just sort of was a lot of exploring and story and fixing stuff and simple puzzles. And his Grinchmas map was really nice. I like the ones that can be played on peaceful and don't involve me dying every 30 seconds.
Yeah, I really enjoy all the more narrative maps. I think it's interesting to see what people can do in terms of, puzzles that aren't going to kill you, and finding solutions to keep a story flowing, and just, create a world like that. That's more interesting to me than, okay, you have 10 minutes to survive, creeper, etc.
So you enjoy a more Portal-esque sort of game, where it, as opposed to a kind of, all right, here's some TNT, go blow a hole in that wall.
Well, yeah, they're not necessarily TNT. I wouldn't say isn't the problem, but there's a big difference in the game with when you're going to die, when night falls, and when you're not, and in terms of pacing, how you're going to solve a problem if you're worried about being blown up, or worried
it's
about
very hard to
a creature blowing up an important part of the map that you are going to need. There's nothing worse than playing an adventure map that involves creepers, and you're right by the device that you have to throw a switch on, and then a creeper comes and blows the device up, and you're like, oh man, I gotta start over.
Okay.
I think we tried a similar sort of map with that once, but I think it was when we were designing our original adventure map, we tried to world guard areas, and that was one of the original ideas, and then after 10 minutes of having that idea, we kind of figured, wait, no, this is going to be done in single player. it's still not going to work. So like running around with torches, trying to make sure that everything's light, but yeah, you can never really stop the inevitable creeper explosion on that one important thing.
So, this kind of, what you've just said kind of answers my next question, which is creative or survival?
I think both are great. I mean, I've got a hardcore series which I'm doing at the moment, and it's just me playing vanilla hardcore, survival. I mean, I love the surviving aspect to it, but I think they're definitely two different styles. You play one or you play the other. I mean, we've got our, as I said, a massive, world and stuff like that, which is purely creative. And, we love designing huge structures in that, which if we did in survival, we would have to spend lots of time mining and smelting and stuff like that. And I think you either play pure survival with your friends, or just by yourself, or you kind of just play creative for the art style of it.
Okay.
I've had lousy luck with survival just because. I mean, Featherblade, one of the other admins on our server, that guy, he beat mining like a year and a half ago. Like we tried survival servers and nobody can keep up with that guy's mining patterns. If he's got people who follow his instructions, they have all the resources that it's possible to get, and they've got them faster than anybody I've ever seen. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Is it cracking the workman with or something like that, behind them?
No, it's mathematics, man. He just he knows how to. He figured out the pattern, the minimum number of blocks to remove to basically strip out every piece of ore. Ready?
Okay, sorry for a wee bit of a jump there. We had some technical difficulties. Anyway, as you were saying, +9?
I was having a conversation with Mumfrey, who is one of the folks that codes for the Voxel mod pack. And I don't play a lot of single-player survival. To me, that's sort of the furthest apart from what I like Minecraft to do for me. But for him, he just sort of like, it's this part of his life where he has no instructions. And to him, that's sort of like peaceful of, you don't have to do anything other than you can mess around with redstone a little bit, you can do a little bit of building, you can go some mining, but like that mixed with the frenetic terror of nightfall and then having to run away from creepers back to a safe structure, he really loves it. And I can understand why. For me, I always end up dying at the most inopportune moments, and I get frustrated and turn the game off.
Yeah, I often find myself like deleting single player worlds every now and again because I don't know, it's that first night, it's that start, like you have to rush, you have to find enough materials to get a base. If you're lucky, you'll get some sheep, and then you can, make yourself a bed to skip the night, but that never happens for me. It's happened once, and then after that, it's just like, I never find sheep anymore. It's like they've completely disappeared from my Minecraft.
Genuinely do not know how to craft a bed.
Really?
I honestly don't know. I know there's probably wooden cloth. I don't know what else
it's pretty much just wooden cloth, really.
You just a slab, right? You just make a wooden slab and then a wool slab on top of that.
Oh, okay.
So just like the three on
across
the bottom and then three, on top.
All right, now I know how to make a bed.
The only thing I am fairly disappointed with is that it's always a red bed as default. And I think it would be cool if you could like have something with dyes that like change your bed around or something.
He could alpha the texture for the covers and just make it so the color of the wool that you use creates the color of the bed. I mean, that way he would have to screw around with damage values for ages, but it's possible, and I actually know a couple guys who could probably do it.
The way that it's done at the moment, the bed block is 26. And the data value determines which half of the bed and which its face. So a bed itself is made up of two block ID 26 blocks of two different data values depending on which way it's facing. And then it's got its, conditions for continuing to exist on block updates, but that's all a bit technical.
Okay, so it would not be possible as of the moment to...
Notch would have to change something to make colorable beds, yes.
Oh, you mean Jeb would have to change?
Or Jeb. Well, Modang.
Yeah. So Kupo, I mean, it's kind of obvious for you. You obviously prefer creative. The whole building aspect.
I mean, for building and creating, there's no better way to get a build out than just playing creative. But I mean, I have been actually playing survival the past few weeks for my live streams, just to sort of get away from having to constantly be creating. I mean, it's all right. It's fun when you have a lot of friends to play with. It's me, Feather, Block Fortress, and pretty much whoever is popping on by from who I invite. But yeah, it's a nice escape for just an evening or something. But for actually doing anything in Minecraft that I like to do, making a game or making a really cool place to visit, there's no other alternative than our version of creative.
I love the R version on that.
Yeah, like you don't like the vanilla creative, it's the voxel box creative.
Yeah.
I think everyone has, well, anyone that like runs a server has their own tweaks to it with just like the vast amount of modding out there. I mean, you guys have like your own dedicated mods, which is, awesome. I'm really jealous of that.
It's a luxury for sure. I mean, there's nothing like having a little bit of software that is custom tailored to your needs. What could be nicer than that? And we've been lucky enough to have done it for a while, but I think that you're right, that every server
has its own dev. Well, a lot of servers now have their own devs that create
certainly
their own plugins.
By the time you put Bucket on there, and then you run a couple plugins that are, either you've selected them to define gameplay on your server, even whether it's MCMMOs or whatever you're doing, you're making decisions about how the game is going to be played on that server, and you can log on servers now, and it's just overwhelming how different it is than what you're used to.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of exciting.
Okay, we're gonna move on now, and we're gonna move on to your favorite style of building. So, like medieval kind of. I know everyone will enjoy all types of building, but the personal style that you enjoy the best. So we'll go in the usual order.
Usual order, okay. Well, being Minecraft what it is, is sort of themed towards medieval more than anything else. We started using DokuCraft quite a while back on our servers, so that's very much influenced how the builds have gone. But I just like making anything that is massive and has a lore behind it in a way. If I make a building, I want to know why was that building made? What's its purpose in this scene? It's sort of like art in a way. When you build a city, everything has its own specific little thing. It's its own little piece of the puzzle. So for me, just anything that looks great and has a purpose to it, really. So I like looking at other pixel art stuff like that, but in terms of building, I get more enjoyment out of building something like a huge structure, like a massive cabin with, a loft and a ceiling and storage places and, stuff in it as well. I kind of get tedious with that.
That you have never seen before, ever. I swear, guys.
Sometimes.
That was a horrible thing to say. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I build dirt houses, honest.
God, you
fun fact actually
you should
about...
sew because I think you guys use invisible cobwebs. You should sew for April Fool's Day. Make an invisible cobweb time lapse. What you saw?
No, we had a couple of ideas that are already floating around for.
Well, like a dirt house, like a giant dirt house.
We had thought about making an entire city just out of dirt, but I don't know. We think that's probably we want something that is literally just a joke. But I don't know. I'm not going to say too much because we may bounce back to ideas. But
okay. Anyway, +9 is next.
I'm certainly partial to the space texture pack because that's kind of my baby. I enjoyed putting that together, and like Phil said, I agree with him that the blocks in the default and default compatible texture packs tend to lean toward medieval style structures, maybe into modern, depending on whose texture pack you're using. And I think that that's a fun thing to build, but kind of the whole philosophy behind having multiple official texture packs on our server, that we've got a kind of castle fantasy steampunk texture pack. There's one that's for modern cities, there's one that's for space, and then there's the Cran pack, which is super versatile, that Kupo made. But I think Phil made a great point that the blocks that you're using certainly define to a certain extent the stylistic leanings of what you're able to, or what you may be influenced to build. So it's fun to play with other texture packs. I really love to install if I'm playing single player by myself, I'll go download a texture pack I've never used and play with tiles.
Okay, that's a really interesting point. Now let's move on to Kupo. So, what's your favorite style of building?
I can't say I have any. As Plus9 mentioned, I do the organics texture pack, which is crayons. So I have all these blocks of just plain flat color, which means that I'm never limited by any style. I don't have to build medieval, I don't have to build modern, I don't have to build space. I can cover any of these, as long as I know how to properly use shape to sort of get the idea across without having to use textures.
So with the organics pack, is it like how you build giant pterodactyls?
I could if I want. I could build a giant pterodactyl. I could use that same material to build falling water or something like that, or another modern architecture piece. There's no limitations of what I can do with it. It all comes down to how you use shape instead of using or relying on the texture instead.
Okay. Now, this is the last question that I have on Minecraft. What Minecraft commentators do you enjoy watching?
I don't know. Who do I single out? Who do I not? I like, well, at the moment, I'm a particular fan of Hat Films, mainly sticking within the British commentator there, but yeah, no, they're a great bunch of guys, and I love their the Skylines and Skyblock series. They just kind of bring their own to it, and it's not like a serious playthrough. So it's very tongue in cheek, just kind of bounce around, and just them, hanging out and stuff, which is good. And I think it's very rare that you find a good trio on YouTube, like one that three guys that work effectively. So it's
like
great
a real
to see
trio.
that. Yeah, I mean, everyone, if, for people that you find trying out on their own, I found this myself when I tried to start out my original thing like 2 years ago or whatever, that it's hard to find something to talk about when you're on your own when you're playing Minecraft.
Yeah, that's
very much
why I
have to
had
have
to
a
get you
purpose.
guys in here. Because I'm a horror. I can't talk to myself.
Yeah. I mean, Minecraft is great when you're on your own, but like when you come to talk about it, I know that like with listening through playbacks, I'm like, so yeah, and then
And then this happens.
oh, creeper,
Yeah.
oh, I'm dead. Oh, okay. That's yeah. That's pretty much the
You
entire
either
video.
have to be a genius or really stupid to make yourself interesting when you talk by yourself. Not saying that
I
you're
love
not.
factual people as well, like people that tutorial redstone and stuff like that. I mean, I still don't understand most redstone concepts and stuff. There's guys making massive clocks and stuff like that that work through pistons in real time.
Plus9, I heard a rumor that someone built a working computer on the VoxelBox. Probably lying. One of my friends.
What do you mean by computer? I mean, there's
lots of different types of computers. No, apparently someone built an internet.
The router.
Yeah,
we
the
get
router.
a lot of questions about the router but if you've ever looked at an actual electronic schematic, that's all Redstone is. Where it starts to get dicey is when you're dealing with actual microprocessors, and that's they're never going to be as fast. That router, it's not like that is an internet capable router of like super bandwidth speed, but it works. It passes signals in the right way. If you have an electronic schematic that you have downloaded from the internet for an electronic device, you can build it with Redstone if you're willing. You just have to do it, and then hope that it all is within chunk load distance well enough to run.
And then fear is it doesn't work, and you have to spend hours and hours looking for that one torch.
All right,
we've got plenty of computers and stuff. Like YouTube people I like Seth Bling's channel a whole lot. I think that's a super cool channel where he shows physical devices in Minecraft, mechanical bugs that can be exploited for special effects. I think that channel is a really useful resource for things I like to try for kind of magic-y sleight of hand stuff.
So, Koopa, what about you? You enjoy?
Well, I don't get a lot of time to watch stuff because I'm really constantly working on my own content because I try and make sure I do things daily. But one of the people that I do like to watch just to see something a little bit silly, and sort of get away from the whole blah 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 blah. It's normal Minecraft content is In the Littlewood. His stuff is funny.
I'm a big fan of him. Yeah, he's probably I mean I've been kind of steering clear of the questions, but like in this category, I'd probably say it's either in the Littlewood or like I not to like shamelessly plug ourselves, but XeGaming, we do really absolutely nothing, but I just think you should watch us because we're
Shameless
awesome.
Advertisement.
Shameless.
Is there any other
advertising
kind?
number one. God, if this was a visual podcast, I would have a little counter. But it's not, so I won't. Anyway, all right, let's move off Minecraft for a wee bit. So I'm gonna move on to probably the most controversial part of this podcast, and that topic is bronies. Yes or no?
I'm a mature adult, so
I've never seen the show, but it seemed whatever people want to watch seems fine. I watch Smallville and I watch Bridezillas, and people can second guess or talk badly about television shows I enjoy. That is not going to stop me from watching them. I don't imagine me slamming My Little Pony would stop anybody from watching it that enjoys it. So do what you enjoy.
If people like the art style of different things, then by all means that's why the diversity is there. I mean, I know that Matt watches Glee. I personally don't watch it because it's not my thing. I prefer like sci-fi and Glee.
Oh, Glee. Okay.
Yeah, the whole singy, dancey musicals.
Right.
And,
I want to sing. No, sorry. I actually am a singer. So that was kind of embarrassing. All right, carry on.
I mean, like I don't know. The moment my kind of top shows are, I'm watching The Walking Dead. I absolutely adore the graphic novel series, so it's really interesting to see what they're doing with the TV series and stuff. But,
oh man, did you finish the second season?
Is that the season finished now? Is it? Was that the?
No. America's ahead of us.
I don't really know.
If you're caught up with whatever the last one was, I think it was 211. Well, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to give any spoilers. I'll shut up.
I'm pretty certain I watched 12 today.
Spoiler
alert.
Spoiler
I think you need
alert.
to catch up on there. But yeah, there are too many spoilers for me to talk about that show, and I hate spoilers personally, so I'm not gonna. But it's an absolutely fantastic and really deep series. As long as as well as every other series that I watch. There's too many really to name.
I liked the graphic novels too. Watching it on screen has been an interesting exercise to watch people really have to make choices that are different than what was done in the graphic novel.
I think's hilarious. We went from bronies to Walking Dead.
Dead ponies rising.
Rise of
Someone should do like a cross animation or something of My Little Ponies that turn into zombies.
I'm surprised there hasn't been My Little Pony zombies.
Listeners, make that. Someone make that.
Anyone that makes that will just be. It will go viral. I can tell that. Anything that's
for sure.
My Little Ponies and zombies, it will go viral.
Okay, Kupo. Well, what's your whole stance on the bronies?
I don't watch TV. No, I'm absolutely serious. I don't really watch TV.
I can hold to that actually because
apart
from The Walking Dead, I don't watch anything in a weekly succession. Are you sort of the same? Do you like?
Yeah, pretty much.
I watch, maybe
the only thing I actually follow is Game of Thrones whenever it's on. I love that series. 9 got me into that this past summer. I know, I can't wait. Season 2's coming. So
yeah, I'm the
excited.
same way. Like I got a couple of things that I like. I tend to watch them once they're cashed up a bit. And then I'll binge on whatever it is. But their number of shows I watch religiously is pretty slim.
I mean, if you want an opinion on it, though, I mean, I had My Little Pony face when I was a little girl, so I don't think it's really fair to ask me what I think about ponies because I don't have the stigmata attached. I'm a girl.
Okay, so let's move on to some silly questions. Ooh. So we're going to start with, what is your favorite animal?
What's my favorite what, sorry?
Your favorite animal.
Favorite animal? Now see, if I'm going by my sort of like meme that I've generated on my channel, it's gotta be pigs. That's just that meme's kind of built up around me. I don't know why, but if I'm going for like proper nature animal, probably penguins. I'm gonna stick with the safe in there. Love
I
penguins.
would not have guessed that.
I absolutely. If any animal can make me smile by just being itself, it's a penguin.
Wow, penguins make me depressed.
Oh really?
Yeah, well, I live somewhere very cold, so when I see anybody
right.
that looks that cold, I'm like, that looks horrible. I don't want to be outside.
So what's your favorite animal, +9?
Oh, cheetahs. I like all big cats, but cheetahs and leopards and spotted cats, my favorite.
I love all animals actually. Yeah, I have to agree with you there. They're beautiful.
I just accidentally opened Windows Mail. God.
Oh.
Alright, anyway, yeah.
Is a moogle an animal?
Probably.
Moogle's not an animal. Well, it could be, but it isn't. It'd be kind of weird if it was. It's the little bat wings on a cat. It's kind of horrifying now that I kind of think about it. On a regular cat, I mean, not the two-legged ones. Oh, that'd be creepy. But I'm kind of with 9 here. I like jaguars. Big kitties are pretty.
Yeah, I love jaguars. They're really nice cars. I mean, cats. Yeah, animals.
What is the hokey pokey really all about?
Embarrassing yourself at weddings. That's my experience of the thingy.
The hokey pokey I think the song indicates at the end that the hokey pokey itself is what it's all about.
So really, people have been like trying to find the answers to life's big question, and we've had it in a song for how long now?
Yeah, it is the very act of doing the hokey pokey. That is what it's all about.
I don't think there can be anything added to that. That's pretty complete consensus. You're gonna have to stop coming to me last so I can actually answer something.
You can take my spot next time. But one thing I have to ask real quick: you guys is it hokey pokey? You call it?
Yeah.
Is it you sure it's pokey? Because like I don't know if it's just like a whole UK thing or if it's just the areas that I grew up in. It was Koki.
Hokey cokey. Actually, now that you think about it, I call it both. So.
To be honest, the most experience where I've gotten to that stage, there's been quite a lot of alcohol consumed, so it's more just a blur of what actually is said.
Who did
you
let
are
the
correct.
dogs out?
I'm gonna let Kupo take this one.
Oh yeah, you leave me this one. Are we really gonna do these? Really?
Yeah, silly question.
Okay, because I just wanted to let you know I have to go soonish.
Okay.
I think, I don't know, some form of burglar. I'm going to write the answer. I don't know. They never really do explain. They never do find the culprit, do they, in the song?
Why are there only 12 hours on a clock? Why not 24?
Depends. Do you have a 24-hour clock?
Ooh. How long is a piece of string? Now, I actually have an answer to this one. Double the length between the end and the middle. See, how long is a piece of string?
Twice as long as half.
So why do they call it a television set when there's only one?
I don't know. I don't think they do call it a TV set anymore.
Would you like fries with that?
I would like fries with anything. I like fries.
Not everything, but some things.
Is a gold knife and fork still considered silverware?
It's not silver though, is it? I don't know.
In America, it's called silverware.
Oh, right, okay. I'll let the Americans answer this one then.
I don't know, most silverware isn't silver anyway, I suppose.
Okay, and here's the last question. So, if chocolate is made from cocoa beans, why is it not a vegetable?
Probably because there's dairy in it. Much of the time, by the time you're eating it.
It's something to do with like the fact that it's got stuff from an animal or something, isn't it? It doesn't. It's like it's not just one thing. Like the cocoa bean would be a vegetable, but because it's mixed in.
Okay.
But like when you do like a stir fry, you mix vegetables into that, but it's not a vegetable at the end.
Yeah, because they're they're beans, and the beans come in a pod, kind of like a coconut, don't they?
God, I just
Okay.
sparked like a whole kind of like a psychological debate over.
I honestly think you can start a debate or like a psychological theory off anything. Like seriously, anything. You can pretty much find a way. I mean, you probably struggle, and it might be a boring conversation.
Yeah,
but, you could.
The
The
beans
conversation
they're only seeds. That's why it's not a vegetable. The seeds are inside a fruit, so cocoa beans themselves are just seeds that come inside the actual fruited seed pod. So it's more like eating sunflower seeds. And by the time you're eating it, say in a chocolate bar, you're eating it mixed with other stuff anyway. But it's more like eating sunflower seeds than eating a vegetable or a fruit.
Okay, now let's move on to a slightly more serious question. What have we been playing this week?
Wakfu.
You've been playing what?
Wakfu?
What?
Wakfu is a game produced by Onkama that Square Enix bought up because of its resemblance to the game Final Fantasy Tactics. And so it's kind of like a class. You pick a class, kind of like you would in a regular MMO. So it's got little bits of MMO stylings. If you played games like Ragnarok Online when those were popular about a decade ago, it looks a lot like that. But the combat system plays like Final Fantasy Tactics. So you got a guy and you've got movement points and ability points, and you cast your spells, and then other people in your party cast your spells against monsters or other players. It's kind of fun. I like it.
Nice.
Wakfu. You can look it up online. It's French.
So, what about you, Phil?
Well, I've been playing bits and pieces where I can of Mass Effect 3 just out. I'm sort of two ends about this one. I love the fact that some of the stuff is continuing to the series because I've been a fan ever since Mass Effect 1 actually was released. Like, I absolutely love that game. But there's been a bit of like kind of controversy about the whole DLC thing and stuff. I'm trying to just see it for the actual game, and from so far I've liked what I've seen, but I've still not finished it yet, so I guess I'll probably come back to that. But apart from that, just general Minecraft and a bit of the Old Republic and World of Warcraft where I can. When I say when I can, I literally mean 5-10 minutes out of like the 20 minutes I have spare out of a day. So.
So Kupo, is it really just Minecraft for you?
Yeah, that's all I've been playing, because... Whoops, sorry about that. That's all I've been playing because I have to, actually get stuff out all the time, so I'm, a little bit stressed out on getting things done in time and keeping up with my projects and everything, and I actually have to go right now because I have a diabetic cat and he needs to get his shots.
Okay, well, we'll talk to you in a bit.
Alright, bye.
Take it easy.
Thank you, Kubo. Yeah, I think, like, I have to admit, for a while I was sort of the same, like, just Minecraft all the time, but there was a definitive barrier between work Minecraft and, like, just general relaxing Minecraft. Although sometimes it's kind of a grey area. I can't really tell if I'm actually working or just having fun.
That's the best kind of work. God, I wish I could do your job. I'm stuck talking to losers over the internet. I'm kidding. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry. So what was your favorite game when you were young?
Do you want to take the lead on this, Plus? I have a lot of thinking to do on this, so...
I think I cited Starflight, which I understand the people that, when BioWare was developing Mass Effect, they looked a lot at Starflight as a game, but it's about space exploration and planet colonization and kind of saving the universe from a life-destroying mystery. It was a fun game.
I was very much a Nintendo kid when I grew up. I didn't properly get into PC gaming for a very long time.
Oh no, I didn't get into PC gaming until a couple months ago. Well, no, not really. I got Minecraft in alpha, so that was last year. But I was still playing on my console.
What was your favorite NES game, Phil?
I don't really remember what it's called because I was very young when I first played it, but I can't remember. I think the Duck-Hunt was definitely one of them. And then, I don't know, I can't really remember most of them. I do remember playing on the Nintendo 64 when my brother got that. I remember playing a lot of GoldenEye and Ocarina of Time. Although Ocarina, I never really understood. Like, I just kind of did stuff.
Neither did I, honestly. I had to get my dad to do half of Ocarina of Time because I was just like, yeah, okay, I did this, and I've done this. Dad, I can't figure it out. Do it for me. And my dad actually got to Ganon, and we didn't beat him for that, like, 8 years.
I'm one of the few naysayers of that game.
I beat him, like, last year. So I'm happy. Because I have the collector's edition, of the GameCube version. So I have every Zelda title up till the Wind Waker, and actually have every Zelda title after that, up until, what was the game after the Twilight Princess?
Skyward Sword. I just started that one this week, too. That's the other game I've been playing.
Skyward Sword. I haven't gotten around to playing that. I actually don't own it yet, so...
It's great. It's very much a spiritual successor to the Wind Waker, which I loved. I'm one of the 3 people on the planet that loved Majora's Mask and hated Ocarina of Time.
I loved Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. I don't know why people hate Majora's Mask so much, though, because I actually think it's a better
weird.
Game.
It's weird, and if ever there were a Zelda game that bucks the kind of Zelda formula, that's the one. It's just such a strange idea for a game, but I really liked the way they did it.
They were going to make a sequel, and then they didn't.
I like time games. I like, that's what Zelda does, though. I mean, what I've really enjoyed, particularly about both Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, is that both of them are games that look at a franchise that has like 20 years of games behind it. And there's tons of stuff in there that, this works, we're going to do this one again, we'll use this element again. And then there's stuff that like they haven't used in 5 Zelda games that they can pick up and dust off and reimagine. And those are fun. They're fun because they're new for some people for their first time playing a Zelda game with that particular element. Or they're fun because it's an element in the Zelda game you haven't seen for 15 years, but you kind of get that that fun of little bits of recognition in it. I'm really enjoying Skyward Sword. I think it's great so far.
Yeah,
I'm
Matt,
not even halfway.
Matt pinned it as one of his games of the year, which surprised me a little bit. With that was last year while the titles came out, but he's a diehard fan. So far as I know, he plays like Ocarina of Time like every year, or at least a Zelda game all the way through each year. Is sort of like a thing.
I usually do that. Yeah, I'll pull out. I mean, I really loved the last 3. I loved Wind Waker. I thought it was excellent. Twilight Princess was awesome. And this one, I'm looking forward to playing it again on the harder combat because the sword fighting is really fun, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting near the close now. So, what was your favorite game and your least favorite game?
I can't really think of many least favorite games because if there's a game I generally don't like, I just don't like it. I can't say there's any game I've hated.
Gosh, that is exactly what +9 said.
There's not enough time to like remember games that you hate. There's so many that are fun.
Yeah.
How could you remember?
I mean, like,
and how could you even pick one? God.
Like, I can't say that I can pick one definitive one. I can definitely pick one that's had like a major impact on like my general output is Halo. That is a game that brought me into the first person genre, like the first person shooters and stuff that I enjoy. And it also really broadened me into like extended fiction and sci-fi and stuff like that, and just the whole universe. I just love to spend time in it. Really, it's just everything that I've seen come out of that series so far, I've loved. I don't think there's anything in particular that I can really pin down and say, I wish they hadn't done that. But, I know, I love, like, Gears of War, as stated, Mass Effect. Anything that's got, like, a good chunk of story to just lose yourself into, I just think is great.
You seem to be quite partial towards shooters. Is there any reason towards that?
I don't know, I do love my, like, RPGs and stuff like that, but I can find that with that, there's a lot of controversy, like, because some people will play it for different styles. That's very much kind of you bring yourself into those games rather than, like, being told what's happening. But, like, with shooters, you can literally just sit down and just play, like, 1 or 2 games of either multiplayer or, jump in and do a mission in single player. And it kind of, you don't have to worry too much about it. Where if I go into an RPG, I want to spend the time customizing my character, doing all the side quests and stuff like that, and I don't often have time for that. So I will often just stick to just first-person shooter games because it's games I enjoy,
Right,
and I have the time to
put
actually
it down.
play. Yeah. It's why I stuck to console gaming for a long period of time rather than PC gaming, because I just, I had the time to play a console. I didn't have the time to really stick into the PC gaming and, play the awesome RPGs, which I'm now struggling to catch up on as people keep recommending me and saying, you have to play this game.
Yeah, there are too many great games out there to ever play them all.
That I have not played. Everyone says I should. I just, I don't have the moolah to obtain it, but Skyrim. I've played on the Xbox because my brother got it. I apparently PC version out of this world.
The first time I played Skyrim and just got into the sandbox, it's just such a beautiful game. I'm just really glad I actually picked up. I'm ashamed that I haven't finished it or played much of it, but since kind of initial kind of hype of this is an amazing game. But in terms of graphics, they really they captured that, Skyrim, they captured the environment really, really well.
Oh, and someone remade the whole Skyrim world in Minecraft, and then another guy took all the Skyrim textures out and replaced them with Minecraft textures. God, no, honestly, Minecraft, it's just ridiculous that Minecraft is on the same level with these kind of games.
Yeah, Minecraft as an indie game has been extremely successful, but I think that's very much, it's not a lot as a game, really, Minecraft. What Minecraft gets its beauty from is what people do with that.
It's a community game.
The modders that come in and make, tools that can work in this game that make the gameplay better. And, the guys that come in and say, okay, we're going to make a game type with custom stuff on here that you can do in the game. Or just people that build in it as well and just say, it's basically giving them, here's a pen and paper, do with it what you will.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment that more than any other game in recent memory, Minecraft has benefited the most from player bases creating things and sharing them with each other, and just that kind of exchange of information and ideas has been fun to watch all of the weird and zany stuff that have blossomed out of people's projects from it. It's definitely one of the things that makes that game super engaging, that it has delivered in some ways that games like Second Life that sort of give you the promise of build something, have an effect on the world that you're playing in. I think Minecraft delivers that maybe more satisfyingly than anybody else right now.
Yeah. I think it's great, to watch people Minecraft teachers and stuff like that, and watch kids that have no real experience with games, that coming in and building stuff and learning through it as well. I think you can get that in the game as well. It's not just an art style. There's no real limitation or fine point to it. You do have that ultimate kind of freedom in the game to do whatever you want, and I think for a game that was originally extremely buggy and didn't work a lot of the time, to come as far as it has is absolutely amazing.
But the funny thing is, those white buggy TNT blocks made it all the way into release.
Yeah, well, I think those are a classic. You can't not have those. I think, to be honest, once you get that much TNT, I know from crashing multiple servers, that we've set up, I think once you get that sort of white thing left there, that's when you should stop. That's when you stop the TNT because you're going too far.
No. The funny thing is, there's this one game that has been spreading across our community like a virus. If you look in the TeamSpeak, right, the only two channels are Lobby and Realm of the Mad God. Now, I'm wondering if you guys, with your busy schedules, had noticed anything about this game.
I've heard of it. I haven't had time to play it.
I think I had. Is it a free-to-play game?
Yeah.
I think I played a little bit of it. I don't think it was on what's it called? I can't really remember. I think it wasn't on PC. I think it was on something else I tried it on. It might have been an app or something I tried, but
no. But this game, all right, I'll explain it. Right, imagine World of Warcraft. Now, take away all the 3D-ness of World of Warcraft. Now take away your choice of race and class. And imagine a 2D 8-bit world. Now, imagine that you have to beat the game with each class to get the next class. And every time you die, you get reset. And dying is so easy. This definitely sounds like fun, doesn't it?
Sounds a little punishing for my taste.
Yeah, no, that's... I was being sarcastic.
I don't know, I can see people liking challenges and stuff like that, but I don't know, when I go to play an MMO, the satisfaction comes from putting the time into it and having that awesome thing at the end. The big grind is, what it's all about for me. But I don't know, I love, most 2-bit arcade games and stuff. I remember trying,
Bit Trip Runner?
2D... No, it's 2D Action Heroes or something like that. I can't remember what it was called. It was something like that. It was a PlayStation title, I think. And it was pretty much just kind of like a blocky, adventure game where, you go and save the princess and stuff like that. It was just brought it back to the traditional kind of adventurer game from the 80s type thing.
Are you playing on a console right now, Phil?
I have consoles and stuff, yeah. I
think it's PlayStation 3. I saw it and I was over at a buddy's house. He had a game called Shooter that was awesome. Looked like yeah, it's just, and it's just, the game is exactly what it tells you. It's like an old style arcade shooter, like a kind of Gradius R-Type 1942 style game.
Oh, actually, I have
and
R-Type.
It's got brilliantly styled graphics and sound. It's just... it's like that nice, kind of throwbacky looking game, but styled in a way that takes advantage of all the new hardware. It's really pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, now I'm gonna ask you a question, Phil. In the place where it's very hard to refuse, in front of the eyes of the whole world, Phil.
I just want to say I will say no comments on if it's too bad. But no, continue. Go on.
Okay. So, would you be willing to have a little competition to grant someone access to the Fire UK server? Because I know you guys you can donate to get on, but some people don't have that kind of cash, and there's some really talented people that I imagine would want to come on your server and build.
Well, we do actually have building contests that we host from time to time, which is, as you just said, it's for a way for it. We know that not all our fans can donate to come on. We do get messages quite often about that. So the building contest is really a kind of way to, to get people to, show their colors in a way to come on. I mean, we like to think of the server not as a kind of a pay-to-play kind of, you give us money and then we let you on type thing. It's a donation to make sure that the server and all of the content that the fans love keeps going. So, I guess if someone can't afford to donate to that, I'm not saying that we should only play with them, but I don't know, if there is going to be a contest, it needs to be done through the building thing, so.
Okay. That's actually kind of the answer I was looking for. So
there is a building contest. We haven't announced one, and we haven't done one for a little while, mainly just because of our busy schedule, but we will announce one soon.
So, what you're saying is stay tuned?
Yeah, definitely. Stay tuned to the channel.
And that channel would be youtube.com/user/FireUK?
Yep, that'll be the one. Or if you just type in Fire UK, you should be able to find us for the one with all the crazy time lapses and
Fire spelled with a Y, remember?
Yes, yes. Because we can't spell properly.
And there's also the
But
voxel
no, definitely
box.
we'll make sure that we give enough, notice and stuff out about it. We usually leave the contest running for about a month or so. But yeah, we'll release a video detailing information and stuff.
And you also obviously release a video about this. Cough, cough, wink, wink. Nudge,
cough,
nudge.
cough, selfless advertisement. Cough.
Selfless advertising number 2. I'm such a nasty. It's about to say a nasty word. No, but yeah. So just stay tuned to their channel. So I think that's about. Well, no, it's not really about it. +9. The voxel box. So I know you guys are a very, very exclusive group of people. You like people who are very good. You're not necessarily looking for new members, but if someone...
we're always looking at guest applications.
Yeah.
The only problem is that similar to Fire UK, if the door were just open, we would have more people coming in than would allow us to guarantee having a good work environment for the people who play there regularly. And that's the only reason that there's things like, in our case, a gray list application, or in their case, a donation. It's just to kind of reduce noise floor, because otherwise the servers would be too noisy to be enjoyable for anybody, visitors, regular players, or admins.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean,
but if you're interested in applying,
like a public server before, like a lot of servers I've been on have a similar sort of thing where they have a main server, and then they'll have a public one so people can come and check it out, and then just have a look around and see if that's community.
Like a museum server, where the map gets updated every so often from the main world, where no one can
pretty much,
bring
yeah.
stuff.
I mean, yeah,
we're looking at options of doing things that may look similar to that in the future, so that we can have something permanent that people can just kind of come on, log on, have a look at, and maybe meet some people. But if you are interested in applying, you can find out more at the Voxel Wiki, which you can find by Googling the Voxel box, or it's Voxel Wiki, wiki.com.
Okay. Yeah. So, I think we've covered everything we need to. I have been Grandpa Porkchop. We were here with Kupo, Phil, and Plus9. Hope you had fun listening. We'll see you next time
Thank
on
you.
The Edge.
Yep, thank you everyone.